Vineet, I want to get started. I want to ask you, obviously, Rangbaaz has been extremely successful on the Z5 platform. Tell me though, when you're playing somebody who is supposed to be powerful and supposed to have an aura about him, and you get on set and maybe you're not having the greatest of mornings, you're not having perhaps a very good day necessarily. How do you get that power in you? How do you find that aura within yourself?
I mean, this actor's job. If you said yes for some characters, it's not just a overnight thing. You have to prepare yourself to perform before going to set. There are lots of things, you have to do. Like whatever role I chose in past, I prepared myself
Right.
because you can't do the justice. Like in this Rangbaaz 3, this character's name is Haroon Shah Ali Baig, and
Yes.
he's very powerful because he's not just another gangster. He's politician too, and he achieved that power. So for this kind of character, you have to understand the mind of the character first, how his mind functions, why this guy is reacting or responding this way in particular situation, what kind of equation this guy shares with the family, friends, and with his surroundings, how he looks up to the things around him, what he is looking to achieve in his life, and why.
Right.
So there are bunch of questions for an actor to understand before hitting the set,
Right.
And when you understand the mind of a character, you get so many things. Because this character on screen, I played almost 3 decades. So the energy in 20s is different. Energy in 30s is different. Body language and energy in 40s is different. So I divided this way, these 3 segments, and I I read the script many times. Then I heard the writer, my director, what they are looking up to, what they are expecting from me, how they are looking at this character. Then I started my preparation. I tried to find out similar kind of personalities in life,
Right.
through net and all, and I heard the interviews and all. Then pick lots of things from there, because I always believe this world is library for an actor,
It is.
and this huge library is चलता फिरता library है ये. तो वो सारी चीजें इकट्ठी करने के बाद, आई मीन मेरे कैरेक्टर को क्या क्या चीजें, क्या इंग्रेडिएंट्स लगेंगे, I just pick those and I start working on that. And then there are other things like external things like physicality,
Right.
the body language and all. But the source is your mind. Like your body language
Yes.
completely depends on your mind, how you think. A boxer walks differently, but a politician walks differently, because they think, one is thinking this way, another guy is thinking another way. So the physicality this character demands or not. So for I came to understand, to perform Haroon Shah Ali Baig, his late 30s and 40s, I have to gain weight. Because there is lots of thehrao, there's lots of gravity in him. In 20s, he is like, okay, yes, his body language is like this, is lighter, he will react immediately, he will react physically, he will react verbally, he will react. But as he grows, he's a different guy. He will listen you,
Right.
and he will say just a line, or he will
Because
choose
he has
to
that gravitas, right?
exactly
As you get
because
older, right?
his sentences can change things. If he will say yes to someone, it will change a lot,
Right.
and he understands. So he understands his power. So when I was ready with all those things, then we started the shoot. So almost 3 months, I was not working before the shoot. I was just working on like craft, the character, and reading, meeting my director, meeting my writer. I was listening them.
Right.
Because this is something new for me. I never tried something like this. The gangster thing I did in Gangster Wasipur.
Yes.
But this gangster is different.
He is. He has, as I said, I think there's an aura to him that is unique. And that's why I talked about the power and the aura at the outset of our conversation. Tell me,
Robin Hood, he have Robin Hood kind of image.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Tell me, you said something very interesting. The world is like a library, right? You look for an actor, especially, you look at people, you look at what's happening, and you can take certain nuances and build them into your mind for a particular character. Tell me though, you talked about researching, you talked a little bit about sort of looking at various things to inform yourself of how this character may walk or the body language. Is it important to find a point of relatability in your character or no?
There are few things you can relate. Like what I relate with Haroon Shah Ali Baig. I'm a family guy. Haroon Shah Ali Baig, he is a family guy. The ambition thing, because by education I'm a doctor, but I chose to become an actor, and it's a long journey. That guy was, I think, in similar situation. His ambition to become something, and he was in a situation where the opportunity is very less, and he understood long back in his like early youth, he is not very good in studies and all, and in this city where he is right now, it's not easy to survive with respect. And he knows his temperament very well. He can't just bow in front of someone who is powerful. He is not that person. So he knows himself very well. And by the time he grows, he was growing, he was changing, but he was always rooted. So, there are few things you relate, and there are so many things you have to, achieve as an actor. You will observe, you will pick few things, you will just let it go, lots of things, because script is not demanding those things, but those things are part of the character. But this kind of situation is not there in the script, but you have to go through all those things. It helps you a lot.
That it does, and I've heard a few actors say that you can find that a couple of points sometimes of relatability. Can you tell me this? What was perhaps the most intriguing part of this character for you? What was something that, if you had the opportunity to sit down and have coffee with this character after everything is said and done?
Pardon?
If you sat down after you've played this character, obviously, if you sit down and have coffee with him, what is the one thing you'd ask him?
There's so many things. Like, there's not just one thing, there are lots of things. Because the life of this kind of person is not easy.
No.
There are lots of things hidden. And after doing lots of research also, you don't have answers. Why? So when you got opportunity to interact with this kind of personality, there are so many things to ask. And if they are okay to share things, you will surprise for sure. Because it's like they are running a system made by them, just one person,
Right.
And like millions of people, they know them, and he can influence them.
Right.
It's not easy because in normal life, it's tough to manage your family only.
Right.
And they are managing the whole state, the government.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
the mind is like, I think they have very strong mind, very strong. They have controls, like we have locks of our houses and all. They have locks of their minds, They
It's
know
true.
if they will say yes, something will happen. If they will
Right.
say no, something will happen. And what will be the impact of the yes and no? This guy understands.
I imagine that, as you said, we'll be surprised, and I hope to be surprised, because I think that that's what makes a successful series or a successful film, when there's an element of surprise, even within the character that you think is sorted and the character really well. So I'm really looking forward to it, Vineet. Thank you so much for the time that you've given to me. Thank you so much for providing such great detail about the character and sort of the world that we're going to be exposed to very soon. So thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you, Armin. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and take care. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye.